How marriages become roommate situations. That's our topic today. You want to click the button, join us, subscribe. If you got a question, put it in the box. You know, marriages are really dealing with things that no other generation of marriages have. I want to deal with some of the traps that you can get into that can move you from lovers to functionship, roommates, I feel alone, why are we married situations. I've helped thousands of couples get over these situations. I'm Dr. Doug Weiss. I've been doing intensives for over 3 decades and doing counseling for 4 now. And I want you to know that marriages can be fixed before I get into this, because patterns can be established and patterns can be reestablished. Disciplines guarantee your outcomes. And so I want to first talk about some of the external disciplines you might be having that are actually keeping you from that lovership, that connection that you really got married to have. I mean, when you looked at each other, you didn't say, I want a really good manager. You know, I want to be loved and I want to give love. I want to be a lover and I want to have a lover. That's what you wanted the rest of your life. You want to love, honor, and cherish each other. So how do we get here? Let's look at some of the externals. You live in the highest technology society ever in the world. Okay, to be distracted by technology is probably one of the number one issues. So I want to run through just a couple questions with you. Number one, how often are you on your phone? I'm not talking about answering calls, that's legit, but just scrolling through social media, scrolling through the news, scrolling through stock issues, your entertainment, your YouTubes, all that kind of stuff, your Instagram and the TikToks, and how many hours a day or week are you spending on that kind of content? Then go to your computer. How often are you in the computer that's not for legitimate work? How often are you in front of a television screen just watching entertainment, watching movies? How often are you escaping into technology? Well, if those hours are 5, 10, 15, or 20 a week, you have a discipline of avoidance. And what's happening is your marriage can be suffering because you're giving so much energy and time to technology that doesn't really benefit you. And so this is one of the things that are really serious to look at. The other things are external, distractions like your hobbies. Are they in control? I can't tell you how many golf widows I had in my office over the last 40 years. He leaves on Friday afternoon, comes back Sunday night, basically comes home to sleep. And so the hobby is really robbing them of any kind of real intimacy and connection and sexuality, actually. And so looking at your hobbies, looking at your external relationships, your friends and family, the same gender relationships, how much of that are you doing? And some of this is really healthy to do when in balance. But what about cross-gender relationships? If you are spending a lot of time on any kind of texting, social media, or conversations with opposite sex persons, and you're sharing personal information, I'm not talking about you have, work interest or something, but something that's more personal, you are now draining your emotional tank, which you really don't have a lot of energy for the one at home then, because you already kind of got your needs met. You were heard, you were discovered, they ask you questions, they feel like they connect to you, and that can actually drain your situation at home because you feel like you're getting your needs met outside the marriage. Now, there are other reasons, internal reasons why you might be having these struggles, moving you to married and alone, moving you to functionship. Loverships have different disciplines than functionships. And people who have addictions, alcohol, drugs, sex, food, pornography. Pornography is a huge reason why people have a lack of intimacy. The person spending hours a day doing that stuff. And so if you have an addiction, you don't deal with that, that's going to move you into more of an object relationship with your spouse or a child relationship, child-parent with your spouse, and that is not sexy or fun. For sure. Someone can struggle with psychological disorders or what we call intimacy anorexia, where they actually actively avoid intimacy with you. They're too busy for you. They blame you for problems in a relationship. They withhold love, especially the way you like it. They withhold praise. They withhold sex, are disconnected during sex. They're unwilling, unable to share their feelings with you. It seems like they have a negative or critical narrative about you. And there's more. But if they're struggling with intimacy anorexia, definitely check out intimacyanorexia.com. Get that information. And some of these things can be self-adjusted. Some of them you might need professional help for. But the disciplines of a lovership, that's different. I would recommend Intimacy, a 100-Day Guide to Lasting Relationships. Get back to the basics. Start sharing your feelings together, 2 a day. Start praising each other, 2 a day. Have some kind of spiritual connection every day. Do things together. Have a regular date night. Get in a sexual agreement. There's a great book called Upgrade Your Sex Life, which can radically change your sex life. Just because you can have the conversations and have the language that a lot of couples don't have. You can have a marriage that's fulfilling, joyful, happy. You want to come home. You like coming home. You like holding your spouse. You like being loved and being made love to and connected to. And you can have that, but those are different disciplines. So my encouragement would be, look at the disciplines that are in your life. If those disciplines are not benefiting the marriage, okay, they're distracting the marriage, even the way you manage your time with the children, okay, manage that well. Or are your disciplines in a way that you are actually being lovers and friends and you like each other and you're connected to each other and you get quality time together? And although the hustle and bustle of life is still around you, you both might be working or raising kids or doing whatever you do, you know that you are going to have time to have your heart heard and connected to in your marriage. Now, if you need help with any of this stuff, Heart to Heart Counseling Center, 719-278-3708. We're here for you. Okay, give us a call. If you have not subscribed to our channel, we have over 1,000 videos that are helpful for you. So please hit that subscribe button and do the question if you got one. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. I want to encourage you, go be lovers for the rest of your life.